Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you some fun stuff from our spring break. The only thing we truly had planned was a 2-night trip to Tennessee. The rest of the fun just crept up on us last minute. First up, we're at the Charlotte Fair and we get to watch a cute little pig race.
It is still number 3 in the lead. It's gonna be number 2! Stealing the winner.
Our trip to the Charlotte Fair was the biggest surprise of our spring break. My son actually won us tickets by naming a carousel horse that they posted on their Instagram page. They loved his name so much that he won us tickets to the fair. If you guys want to check out what he named that horse, I posted it on my Instagram at Southern Mama YT. My son and his friend were able to ride most of the rides alone, but there were some that we had to ride with them because they weren't quite tall enough. This ride was one in particular that I'm glad that I had to ride with them because I had been eyeballing it all day, still the kid in me. And then the Ferris wheel as well. They had a larger Ferris wheel that we had to ride with them, which was lots of fun too. Something that really surprised me at the fair were the shows and performers that we came upon. They were awesome and the kids really enjoyed them, so I'm glad that we took the time out to sit and watch them. Yes, that guy is juggling an axe, a torch, and a knife while unicycling. Now, if that's not multitasking, I don't know what is. Next up was our short but sweet trip to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. It's only about 3.5 hours from here, so it's pretty convenient. Liam had never been, and they're currently studying the Smoky Mountains at school, so we thought this would be a good trip for him. Our first stop as soon as we arrived in Pigeon Forge was the Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster. My husband got some footage here going up to the mountain, but coming down it can go up to 27 miles per hour, so you really need to have control of what you're doing, and having a phone is not the best idea because if you lose it, the chances of finding it are slim and you have to wait until the ride closes at the end of the night. Liam did have to ride with me on this coaster. He wasn't quite tall enough to ride alone, which I think also was his preference because his first time riding it, he was a bit skeptical. He did only tell me to use the handbrakes to slow down a little one time, but then was full speed ahead. He totally loved it, so I highly recommend it if you guys venture there. There are plenty of other coasters like this one. I think this one is the original, the fastest, but they're all over there, so if you guys ever have a chance, I highly recommend one of these rides. It was so fun. Next stop was the hotel. We were pretty tired and we knew we had a busy day the next day, so we grabbed dinner and went to the hotel, and Liam and Mike made a fort, which is one of their favorite things to do, especially Liam, when we're at a hotel. This hotel did have a pool, hot tub, and a projector in the pool area with nightly kids movies showing at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m.
All right, bud, so you were taking everybody inside your little fort here. The light looks like it's coming through pretty well, so why don't you tell everybody about your fort?
So this is a chair, it kind of moves. I don't really use it, but I can. I can just get up here, and this will be like my little safety spot. It's like a second.
But what does the chair do? Why do we have the chair here?
It doesn't really work as the entrance because.
Because how come? Because it's holding the roof in place, right? So we can't. That's why we don't want to turn it.
No.
So why don't you tell everybody else about the?
And we can't make the roof go higher using that piece.
Yep, we could bring the roof up by raising the chair. That's right.
And then in here we have a drawer.
What's in the drawer?
Bible.
The Bible.
And then we have the bookmark, the Ramsey.
That's a good book to have in there, right?
Yeah. Alright. We got a phone up there.
Is that a charger right there? So if you had your tablet or phone down here, you could pull that in and you'd have a little charging station right here in your fort, huh?
Yeah, and I can push it back in. But it doesn't work for my phone, but it'll work for your Pixel.
Yeah, you can use the Pixel though. That's what games do you play on the Pixel?
Minecraft, Roblox. I don't really play Brawl Stars sometimes. Fortnite. I don't really know.
All right, well, why don't you say goodbye to everybody and we'll play in the fort for a little bit.
Wait, we also have this.
Oh, what's that?
This is like my storage area. Well, I'll put some stuff like cups, maybe.
How big is it? Why don't you see if you could fit Softy in there to show off how big it is? Dude, you could fit an entire sloth in there. You can fit an entire sloth in there. Wow. I wonder if I could fit you in there. You think you could fit in there?
Let me see. Yeah. Softy, push it up in the second story.
You think you could box yourself in there? No way, dude. No way, dude. That's a good hiding spot, man. If we were playing hide and seek and you were in there, if we had something to block in front of you. Is it comfy in there?
Not really.
Not really?
I have my head hit against the wood.
Alright, come say goodbye to everybody.
It's gonna get out. Alright. Well, that was our little fort. Pretty cool. Yep. We even have the phone, which you can't really see, but no. Alright. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
The next day we head to downtown Gatlinburg to go to Ripley's, and when we walk out of the parking deck I see the restaurant Old Red there. If you guys aren't familiar, this is a restaurant by country singer Blake Shelton. I didn't even know there was one here, so I was so stoked to eat lunch there. Now we are hitting the aquarium. I did get 2 free aquarium tickets when I booked the hotel through Groupon. I also used Groupon to book our Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster trip as well, so we didn't pay full price for really any of this except for Liam's tickets. I will say that if your kids aren't in school and you can do your research, don't go during any possibility of spring break. It was so crowded, things moved so slowly. We still made it through fairly quickly. It was just the crowd. I feel like we didn't really get to enjoy everything because it was so crowded. One of my favorite parts of the aquarium were these jellyfish, and later on in the video you'll see I actually get to pet a jellyfish. I was so excited, guys. Just look at this huge octopus. Now Not only did we see a huge octopus, but we saw huge crabs, lots of weird looking fishes, and we even got to pet a couple of things. It wasn't that difficult to talk Liam into petting these crabs, but petting the jellyfish he was out on, he didn't want anything to do with it, but I had fun. And here we are, headed home. I hated going home, but I was determined to make spring break last, so I went on Groupon and grabbed us tickets to a local spot called Tiger World. Tiger World is located about an hour from us, and it's a different kind of zoo. The animals here are all animals that have basically been rescued and they can't be released back into the wild for various reasons. This is one of a handful of zoos in the country that operates with no tax support. They're licensed and approved and a registered nonprofit organization, so anything can be donated from money to materials to food. Just your time would greatly help them. We saw lots of volunteers there when we went, helping to clean up leaves from the fall and winter, helping to make toys for animals to play with. It really is a great place. We had such a good time, such a good learning experience, and we can't wait to go back. This zoo has tons of endangered animals and even extinct animals from the wild. African animals, Asian animals, Australian animals, North and South American animals as well. I mean, we saw bears and lions and tigers and peacocks and parrots and baboons and turtles, wolves, swans, snakes, kangaroos. I mean, if you can imagine it, it's most likely there. During our visit, we were introduced to Michael and Star here, and we got to see their 3 cubs do some training.
They are pretty.
Jump it! Jump it. Good girl. Spin. Good work, princess. Good work. Good. Show up. All right. Good. You can knock it. You good. Good work. Right down. Good. Hold it. Good. She's over here. Good. Hold it. Stop and sit. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Okay, come. Good job. Good work. You're really killing that. Circle.
They are incredible.
Training and enrichment session with our young lion girls. We have Nova on my left, and we got Vega with on my right with Josh and Jean. They're all about a year and 4 months. They are the daughters, and the son, of course, Gabe's in the back. We'll be letting him out later. Michael and Star.
Oh wow!
So Michael is a South African white lion. He comes from a little area called the Tippecanoe Falls, located in Kruger National Park. It's a highly protected little preserve in that Kruger National Park, where it contains the white lions like Michael, with the recessive gene known as leucism. So there's about 4 left in the wild. Now being that Michael is the father of these lions, that means these lions are carriers of that recessive gene. But even though they don't have that pigmentation on their fur coat, they still are carriers.
Only 4 left in the wild.
No, the parents rejected them. They had to take these 3 in because Star actually became ill. And she rejected them, so of course we have to take them in and make them live a happier life.
These peacocks and roosters were awesome, and they were walking around everywhere and you could really get so close to them. I love that this spot seems to really be a good learning experience for Liam. I feel like we don't get that at most zoos that we go to, but it's a really intimate feel. It's really small, and the folks who work there are really good about telling you about the animals and why they're there and where they come from. It was a great experience. By far my favorite parts of this trip were the wolves. I honestly didn't even think that wolves bark like dogs, but here we got to experience that. And then there's this insane, like, howling monkey almost, and we got to hear him as well. He was really loud. I wish I'd gotten more video of him, so we'll definitely have to go back and do that, but he was super awesome and probably my favorite animal here.
Like a dog.
I want you to take my picture.
Totally beat him in a moment. No problem. What is this tube, Dad? What is this tube?
And last but not least, at Tiger World, we spent some time with wallabies, kangaroos, some birds, turtles, and we even got to see a baby sloth. We couldn't get very good video of him because he was kind of tucked away in his hammock. couple days of spring break, we decide to chill at home and go to the park and have some fun. It is gorgeous weather here for these last few days, and we're really trying to soak it in because I'm sure there's going to be another temperature drop before spring finally sets in. I hope you guys enjoyed this spring break vlog. If you did, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram. I have that linked below, and I will see you guys next weekend. Bye!